poem If by Rudyard Kipling. If was voted the United Kingdom's favorite poem. During his lifetime, even Kipling started to recede the poem's popularity, saying it had been anthologized to weariness. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing their and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting to you. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lying about, don't deal in lioness, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise.
Joseph Rudyard Kipling was an English journalist, short story writer, poet, and novelist. If is one of the most famous poems by English Nobel laureate, written in 1895. It is an example of Victorian-era Stoicism in literature. Kipling says in his autobiography, which was published posthumously in 1937, that the poem was inspired by the personality of Lyndon Jameson, who led the British raid against two Boers in 1895. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster, and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can hear the truth you've spoken twist by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools, if you can make one heap of all your winnings, and with it one turn of pitch and toes, and lose, and start again at your beginnings, and never press a word about your lose.
Rudyard Kipling is English short story writer, poet, and novelist, chiefly remembered for his celebration of British imperialism. Kipling's poem If is addressed to his son. The poem tells about the conditions under which a son has the right to be called a man. Kipling put into his work an important idea that a person should first of all be the master of his own personality, his inner I. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve a turn long after they're gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you, except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose your common touch, if neither fools nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men can't with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiven minute with 40 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you will be a man, my son.
Hello everyone, today I'm gonna be reading a letter for people in 2088, written in 1988 by American writer Kurt Vonnegut. So through his work he displayed frustration with but ultimately a love for people and gives his advice to the future, which is very valuable in the present day. So, ladies and gentlemen of AD 2088, it has been suggested that you might welcome words of wisdom from the past, and that several of us in the 19th century should send you some. Well, do you know this advice from Polonius in Shakespeare Hamlet? Thus, above all, to thine own self be true. Or what about these instructions from St. John the Divine? Fear God and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment has come. The best advice from my own era for you, or just for anybody anytime, I guess, is a prayer first used by alcoholics who hope to never drink again. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Thank you.
The fact about Kurt Vonnegut graded all his books. He gave himself an A+ for his writing in Cat's Cradle and Slaughterhouse 5, but wasn't as generous with Happy Birthday, Wanda June, and Slapstick, which both received Ds, the part of letter. So what have you in nature done about overpopulation? Back here in 1988 we were seeing ourselves as a new sort of glacier, warm-blooded and clever, unstoppable, about to gobble up everything and then make love, and then double in size again. On second thought, I'm not sure. I could bear to hear what you and nature may have done about too many people for too small a food supply. And here is a crazy idea I would like to throw on you. Is it possible that we aimed rockets with hydrogen bomb warhead at each other, all set to go, in order to take our minds off the deeper problem, how cruelly nature can expect it to treat us, nature being nature in the by and by? Now that we can discuss the mess we're in with some precision, I hope you have stopped choosing abysmally ignorant optimistic for a position of leadership.
Hello everyone, I'm going to read a poem by Kurt Vonnegut in which he wrote a letter to the future generation giving 7 pieces of advice. Read by Benedict Cumberbatch. They were useful only so long as nobody had a clue as to what was really going on during the past 7 million years or so. In my time, they've been catastrophic as heads of sophisticated institutions with a real work to do. The sort of leaders we need now are not those who promise ultimate victory over nature through perseverance and living as we do right now, but those with the courage and intelligence to present to the world as what it appears to be nature's stern but reasonable surrender terms. 1. Reduce and stabilize your population. 2. Stop poisoning the air, the water, and the topsoil. 3. Stop preparing for war and start dealing with your real problems. 4. Teach your kids and yourselves while you're at it how to inhabit a small planet without helping to kill it. 5. Stop thinking science can fix anything if you give it $1 trillion. 6. Stop thinking your grandchildren will be okay no matter how wasteful or destructive it may be, since they can go to a nice new planet on a new spaceship. That's really mean and stupid. 7, and so on.